Johnny,
Yeah.
if we are talking next Friday at 3:30 p.m. and the trade deadline has come and gone, what would have had to happen for the Toronto Maple Leafs to you be on the desk doing your Sports Center hit to wrap things up and say, the Maple Leafs nailed this deadline, they got an A+ from me? What would have to happen on that day?
Trade their unrestricted free agent guys, and then A+, like a move or two, Frankie, that catches off guard. And I don't know about OEL because he's been so good, but if you can get a first round or a top prospect for guys like that, and maybe one other sort of surprising move that you're like, okay, that looks like it has chance to pay dividends perhaps next year or into the future. I think they get a passing grade if it's just sort of McMahon and maybe Scott Lawton, the UFA guys. But if they could do a bit more than that, and with those moves, sort of signify where they're going, because I don't know if this organization is yet ready to turn the page from this group. Like, I don't know if they're ready to say it's the group. They had their run, it's not there now, or will they think, you know what, off year, lots of injuries, goaltending, we do some tinkering and come back next year, will be really good. I think I need to see something that says, not that, Frankie. If they do those things, then you say that's a pretty successful day.
Yeah, it's got to be, like, at the bare minimum, does it not have to be McMahon, Lawton, Yarncroke, if you can find someone to take Troy Stecher because he's a good depth defenseman. And then I think these guys that are off the board, like, if you could clear money, that's great. But if you could convince someone that you need Nick Waugh and he's got a year left of term, so that, is an asset. Like, that's something that maybe is off the radar a little bit, but you look at it and you're like, that's helpful for next year perhaps.
Is there anybody with term that you would, that you would be like, okay, we could find a spot for type of thing? I think
you mean them bringing someone in?
No,
term?
Moving them
out.
out.
Like a Max Domi, might be coveted by teams. A guy.
Carlo's got a year left, right? Yeah, like Domi's got 2 years left.
If you could move Max, you would. Part of the problem, guys, is that think of the names you just said. If you move Carlo, Lawton, Waugh, these are all guys they made massive moves and paid a massive price for, and that doesn't make it not the right decision. It is, but if you trade those guys away for pennies on the dollar, it's not a great look for the person who brought them in, paying a premium, and sending them out paying a discount. So it's that would be what you might have to do. But Brad Treliving was saying, hang on, we gave a first rounder and Fraser Minton for Brandon Carlo, and we just traded him away for a fourth rounder. Like, that's not a great 1 year asset management class, but we'll see what happens there. But yes, term, those guys you just mentioned. Like, basically Austin, Willie, Tavares, Nyes, McCabe, Tanev because he's hurt, are all not going anywhere. What about Noodles? Could there be a market for a goalie?
That's what I was just going to bring up. Yeah,
which is great. And I think, I don't know if it's because Stolar's had an injury-plagued year. Your mind shifts to keeping Woll. He's younger or whatever. But could you trade a goaltender and really help yourself as well going in the future? That would be something you'd have to consider. I think you got to consider all of it, really.
And keep in mind, starting next season, you're going to lose a goaltender on waivers if you don't. Correct? Like you're
right.
Hildeby needs waivers. So at the end of the day,
he's on waivers. That's right.
Right. So you're going to, like, by next October 10th, we'll call it. One of those guys is not going to be available to you because of, if you can't put them on waivers, they'll get plucked. So one of them's got to go by October 10th. So again, this could be an off-season situation. But I don't think you're going to slide Hildeby through waivers next year. So
no, I don't think you will.
I think they'd know that. It's a very good point, and get proactive on it then. Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going to lose one of them, and whether it's trading Hildeby now or trading one of the other guys now, and if you could eat salary and I don't know, put Stolars into Edmonton or some team desperate for a goaltender, I don't know. You never, they're in a different spot. They got to get creative. It is not sort of nibble around the edges. They got to take bigger chunks to change the dynamic of this team.
Absolutely. The next week is paramount. Like, Brad Treliving, he's got to ace it. He has to. You can't just come out of it saying, it wasn't a market. Well, we re-signed Bobby McMahon, traded one piece, and we're moving on. That would be a disaster.